Welcome everyone to this week's edition of the GSM's Pride Spotlight. I have a new guest this week, a new hire, come to join us. Greg, welcome to the team.
Thanks for having me.
So you're a little nervous to come out on camera, right?
Very nervous.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you anything crazy. Not only that, even if there's a question that you don't like, the answer to Zach can always cut it out, so don't worry about it.
Got it.
So I always like to ask, born and bred St. Louis?
Yep.
What high school did you go to?
Parkway Central High School.
Parkway Central?
Parkway Central.
What's that, Clayton?
It's off of Olive and 141.
141. Trying to think where that is. Oh, is that Parkway North then that's on Clayton Road there?
I do not know.
Okay, who knows?
Road names are not my specialty.
No, it's not a great deal. Graduate school?
Yep, graduated college.
Oh, well, slow down. You're taking me off my pace here, bud.
Sorry.
I have a path that I'll take you down. Don't worry.
Got it.
What did you go to college for?
I went to college originally for mechanical engineering.
Oh, really?
Realized that wasn't my thing immediately, so then I switched over to business and then into marketing and then marketing sales.
So do you want to know a crazy thing? What did you think I was before I started selling cars?
Well, it sounds like you're going to say engineering of some kind.
I was a mechanical engineer. I was a technician.
Okay.
So you and I have exactly the same path. After school, I went into being a mechanical engineer, got a degree in that, and then I jumped into the selling side.
Got it.
Well, after I fixed cars for 4 years. So, see, look at this. You're already 2 steps ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, a little.
The right path.
Although I don't feel like it right now.
So the reason I really wanted to talk to you, a couple of things, was I've never heard of anyone getting a degree in sales before. Mm-hmm. So I really want to deep dive into that. But before we do that, family, siblings, mom, dad, what's the deal there?
Mom, dad, both born and bred in St. Louis. My dad's just turned 70 this year, so he's an encyclopedia on St. Louis knowledge. Yeah. Was in the Air Force, all that stuff. And my mom, she was also in sales at Boeing, and that's where they met. Then I have half siblings that are, mid-40s. And then I have my full sister who's a year older than I am.
And how old are you?
24.
Wow, so you've got a big difference in age there between your siblings.
I'm the youngest, best-looking child.
See, who said you was going to be nervous? Well, that's good. Hobbies? What do you do outside work? Anything?
For right now, absolutely nothing. Before this, scout stuff, Boy Scouts. I was a scout. Now I'm an adult, just trying to get kids through Eagle and stuff like that. I was in the band, so I do band stuff occasionally. But these days, I just kind of hang out, watch a lot of movies, watch TV shows, stuff like that.
Do you like soccer? Because maybe you could join the St. Loonigans if you're a band guy.
We need a couple horn players. You a horn player?
Tenor saxophone player, but I would be lying if I told you I was anywhere close to okay. I'm probably an 8th grade level, but I liked it. So, and I told them, they knew. But
so Zach's your bass drum, right?
Snare.
Snare. He's the snare leader for the St. Loonigans, which is the St. Louis soccer team. That is basically the leader of the drum line out there with the
got it
with the drummers, which is you should go out there. It's fun.
Sounds good.
You could always go and see Zach yell and scream and bang his drum for 90 minutes straight.
I did that for 9 years in the marching band.
Yeah. So there's been obviously Zach and I have a relationship, and I've never really had a conversation. Excuse me. Never really had a conversation with Zach while he's been there because he's always been extremely busy. Mm-hmm. So we never get to go there. Okay, so let's dive into the sales degree, because I'm intrigued, because I've been doing this. This will be my 19th year in the car business, and I'm curious to find out what you did and how that even came about, because I didn't even know there was one.
So it's technically like a marketing degree, but it is sales oriented. Like I have a marketing sales management degree. I believe it's what I was told, and that's what it says on my little thing. But basically, I went and you do like traditional business classes, and then once you get past like your business gen eds, I went into marketing classes, Did a couple years of that, then into sales-specific classes, probably 2 or 3 of those.
So what do they teach you in sales-specific classes?
On the early stuff, mostly it's just kind of understanding the idea of you're selling, maybe opening conversations, like kind of the sales system or the sales process that we're talking about. It's a lot of that basically, but spread out into a semester. And then intermixed in that is sales, like presentation opportunities. And then in the final kind of big, like the all-encompassing sales classes, we did big sales presentations where we created complete like sales pitches and then actually pitched them to teachers. And then in the last one, we talked to industry salespeople, like at Cintas. They do uniforms, stuff like that.
Yeah,
we acted as Cintas employees selling to a customer who was actually a Cintas salesperson, and that was a big thing because they're able to give you like moment feedback in the minute, say, we would not maybe have done that, but I liked it, or we don't ever say that because it's XYZ. So it was really intriguing to get to know that, but that's kind of what the sales classes are like. And then, I did not do an internship, but internships are what they would have pushed us on, and that would have been taking all the class knowledge straight into an internship and then into the real world.
So let me ask you this, and this is something that I talk about a lot. Do they ever talk about relationships in there?
Always, all the time.
Good.
That's kind of one of those, it is a unit, it's just a unit that happens in the thing, but the teachers who were all former salespeople understand like you're not necessarily always selling the person as much as you're just building a relationship and getting to know them, because that will eventually lead to the sale if the relationship is, going in the right direction or it's in the right place.
Well, at least they're not just teaching you stuff that they read in a book and it's actually real world stuff. It's probably a good thing.
That was one thing that I enjoyed, especially when you hear, that those who can't do teach. I didn't feel that was true from my teachers. They were all salespeople. They all were in the business, and then as they got older, they decided to teach.
Well, good. Okay, I have to ask you this question. Why the car business then when you got out of college?
Always interested in cars. Everyone always asked what your kind of field. I always said outdoor, automotive, construction and mechanical stuff like that. And then I applied at a couple places, interviewed, and you guys were the first one to call me back. And then as I kind of sat and molded over, I've always enjoyed cars. I drive a Ford every day. I've been to many Ford dealerships waiting in service. I kind of understand maybe a little bit more about Fords than I would any other car. So that's what drove me to Ford specifically maybe. And then I had a family member who'd sold cars, and he just said, it's going to get you the best experience possible for sales in almost any kind. If you can sell a car, you can sell almost anything. And to give it a try. And as someone like fresh out of college with no real job experience, it seemed like the best opportunity at hand.
So I'm going to give you a fair warning, because anyone who's watching this is probably in the car business. Once you get in, you can't get out.
That's what I've been told. But
well, there's reasons for that, and it's good reasons. It's because you'll find that this industry, it takes you down so many different avenues that a lot of people you don't realize. Look at Zach, for instance. Zach originally came in selling cars. He doesn't sell cars now because the car business has so many levels and layers to it that people don't understand. We have accountants, we have CFOs, we have advertising people, we have media people, we have literally, you name it, everything that you can possibly think of is in the car business in some shape or form.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of the car business has always been good for that, because there are so many different layers to it. Yeah. So even if sales doesn't work out, there's always a different avenue you can go, which is, but I've been in sales all my life, so it's easy for me to say that. But let me ask you this: you've been here just over a week now?
8 days, 9 days.
Yeah, and what's your first opinion? And you can tell me the truth.
For the first 6 days or so, I was very bored trying to lean in, listen to Paul's conversation, stuff like that. But now that I've gotten access, and I was kind of, someone asked if I could sell cars yet, and I said technically, and you guys said, well, technically start. The moment I did that, it's gotten hectic and fast-paced, and I'm acclimating to it. I'm trying not to make mistakes, which is the issue.
You're going to.
I trying so hard not to. Sometimes I think I am a little bit, but as of right now, I am tired, but it's been a learning experience, and I would say I've been having fun so far.
Yeah, good. Like you just said about making mistakes, one thing you got to realize is you're going to make mistakes. Mm-hmm. Worrying about it's not going to help any situation. You like I told you before the other day when I spoke to you, you just got to realize you got to learn from those mistakes. Yeah. If you don't try, you'll never know. Mm-hmm. And the same as anything, like when you're in college, if you don't learn it, you're not going to ever figure it out. So the only way to best learn it is if you're going to make mistakes, you'll figure it out the hard way, and you'll learn real fast that way. Mm-hmm. So it's probably going to be. So let me ask you this, because I never interviewed you, but I understand that it's still early, but do you feel like the car business may be a career for you?
In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. I don't feel like maybe the floor person sales that I'm doing right now would be something that I would be jumping into, in any old place or opportunity. But already I can see, like you were saying before, there's so many other opportunities to go off from here. Yeah. That I could absolutely see myself stepping into a more marketing style role, which is kind of what my degree is, or something like that.
Well, just so you know, you can market yourself in the sales side too.
Absolutely.
And that guy there can help you do that.
Absolutely.
So, well, I appreciate you joining me.
Absolutely.
See, it wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be, was it?
Terrified. Still, I'm shaking.
Well, I've been doing this for a while. So, as always, over at Fusz Ford, we can replace the car, not the customer, and I'll see you all next week.